start anyway. بدأ التسجيل الآن. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم طلبتنا الأعزاء في محاضرة الأسي رايتنج للشعبة B ليوم الخميس المصادف 11/2/2021. طبعا قبل أن يبدأ التسجيل أنا كنت أتكلم مع الطلبة بالحديث نفسه اللي تكلمته ويا شعبة B عن الكثير من الأمور، لكن كان ويا شعبة بي مسجل وهنا كان غير مسجل. الأمور تتعلق بقضايا يعني ضعف الانتراكشن من قبل الستودنتس الطلبة، عدم المشاركة إلا من القليل جدا 5 نفرات 4، عن ضعف القراءة عند الطلبة، وعن كيفية الامتحان وتوزيع الدرجات، و يعني إن شاء الله يكون عندنا كويز الأسبوع المقبل. فماكو داعي نعيد الكلام لأنه تكلمنا بهذا الشيء قبل التسجيل وتكلمناه بشكل مسجل مع شعبة بي. الآن راح نبلش دراسة أو our lesson about the thesis statement and the choices that we have, when we want or when we attempt to write a thesis statement. As you see on page 83 here, I'm going to explain يعني maybe things without asking you questions in order to have better explanation for these points here, because as I explained to group B, I asked them many questions and we have many interactive points about these points. I'm going to try to ask you some of the questions, but not in details like what I did with group B. Yeah, because if we go this way...
Sir?
Yes, please.
We are section B.
You are B. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. With A, I meant. Okay. Thesis statement. Here we have 3 examples, as you can see on page 83. The first sentence starts with although, the second sentence starts with young people, and the third sentence starts with the large movement. Then we have the same 2 sentences repeated, but repeated differently. Okay? I'm going to explain things. I will not make interactions with you for this lesson, because this interaction, I know, or I may be judgmental here, saying that I will not have that much interaction from you, because you didn't prepare well for the chapter, as what I saw with group A. So I don't want to waste my time asking and didn't get those answers because of not preparing. So I'm going to explain things, and you will see those points inshallah in the on the videos that I'm going to upload. Mustafa, عندك تعليق?
Yes, doctor, we are already prepared for the chapter 4. We can answer the question if you want.
Okay. We will see إن شاء الله. مو قلت لك أنا من البداية عندي طلاب 2 3 يتفاعلون والبقية ما أكو أي تفاعل. فساعة ونص أنا ويا شعبة A، يعني يلا خلصنا مناقشة جملتين أو 3 جمل اللي موجودة. أوكي. والمشاركة كانت بسبب هذا الكلام اللي تكلمته والدرجات، يعني كان شاركوا 10 نفرات هالمرة، مو 3 نفرات أو 4. المهم let's see. Here we have 3 sentences on this page under the heading of the thesis statement, and then we have the same 2 sentences but written differently. I want some of you read the first sentence. Raise your hand, please, and read the first sentence, and I want you to compare it I want you to compare it with the same sentence, or compare it with the other sentence. Okay? The although sentence that starts with although, and the other sentence that also starts with although, and tell me what are the differences between these two sentences. Okay? Tell me what are the differences between these two sentences. So, Abir Falah Abdul Hussein,
Yes, doctor.
read both sentences and tell me what are the differences.
Okay. Although some parents and educators oppose same-sex classes, there is some evidence that separating boys and girls in middle school yields positive results. And the
Yes.
second sentence, although some parents and educators oppose same-sex classes, there is some evidence that separating boys and girls in middle school yields positive results, particularly in improved learner self-confidence and decreased classroom discrimination.
Okay.
Yes. The
Now,
difference between,
yeah.
okay.
Okay. Go ahead,
The
please.
difference between the two sentences is that in the first thesis statement, only the writer's point of view and the specific topic were listed, whereas in the second one, the writer listed the subtopics that he would discuss in each body paragraph of the essay.
Okay. What about Saba Imad?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
I read the second sentence, or
No, no, the same sentence. Yeah. What are the differences between these two sentences without reading them?
the sentence. The first sentence it have a short without the details, but the second the writer write more about them.
Okay. And what does this mean?
That mean it's the I don't know.
Okay. Thank you very much, Saba Imad. Okay. Safa Yunus.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can I
please.
read?
Yes. No, no. Yeah, just answer the question. What are the differences between the two sentences? The same two sentences. Sentence one that is read by Abir Falah, and the other sentence similar to it. What are the
Oh,
differences?
first sentences, in my opinion, introduce the point of view of the writer is he reads a specific topic and he want just to show what he write about. And the second sentences he explain more and give a subtopic another, and it's more widely.
Okay, thank you very much, Safa. Mustafa.
Yes, doctor. The
Yes,
first,
please.
the first sentence only introduced to us the main topic of the essay, while the second sentence introduced the subtopic, two subtopics of the essay, and that's going to organize the essay to two body paragraphs.
Okay, thank you very much. So, what does this mean? What does this mean, Abir Falah? So, when we have subtopics, what is the does, for example, does the first sentence work as a thesis statement?
I think the first sentence could work. Wait, hold on
Okay.
just 1 second.
And what about the second?
The second one is better in my opinion because it gives an idea of what's going to be discussed in the rest of the essay.
Okay, so both work as thesis statements.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, thank you, Safa Yunus.
Yes, sir. Can I add something?
Yes.
In my opinion, second sentences, the writer gives subtopic because he want to stroke the meaning.
You make the meaning more, يعني, you mean make
Yes,
meaning
it's
stronger?
yes, it's give
Okay.
more information.
Okay, more information. What else? Any comments about these 2 points? Any comments? Any addition? Okay, so here we have the first example. Although some parents and educators oppose same-sex classes, there's some evidence that separating boys and girls in middle school yields positive results. In this sentence, we have a clear point of view. The point of view of the writer is that separating the sexes, the girls from boys classes, has positive what? Has positive results. The other sentence also gives the same meaning until the word results, but the writer in the second sentence adds something specific about these positive results. The writer says, particularly in improved learner self-confidence and decreased classroom discrimination. These are 2 subtopics that are related to the main idea of the what? Of the thesis statement. So the writer here becomes more specific. The writer here in the second sentence becomes, yes, the writer in the second sentence identifies what specific points he is going or she is going to discuss, to argue, to explain in the what? In the rest of the essay. As Mustafa said, and طبعا also some of the students who participated said that, but more directly said by Mustafa, is that when we have subtopics, this means what? This means that the writer is going to write these 2 specific subtopics, organize the essay according to these specific subtopics. Okay, so as some of these students explained to me before. So what is, or which sentence works better for you as a writer or as a reader? Please, which sentence works better? Noor Ali Hussein.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
In my opinion, the second one is better.
Is better. Why?
Because I will know, and I will know clearly that the writer will talk about some things like their choices in life, their marriage, and their job. So he give us a direct things, a direct, a direct things to speak about.
Okay.
So it's
what about?
specific.
Okay, thank you very much. What about Safa Yunus?
Yes, sir. I guess
Yes, please.
the first sentences because it's clear and directly and give me the interest to complete what else were the environment that writer speak about.
Okay, and so this is the first or the second?
First sentences.
What about the second? So you choose the first sentence as a better sentence than the second, or what?
Yes.
So you
I took the one because
sorry, Abir. What I understood from your answer that you choose the first sentence over the second sentence. Yani you say that the first sentence is better than the second sentence. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
So I choose it because it's clear and directly write the topic and present what the writer talk about. It's give me the interest to complete read the writer and know what's the awareness that when we separating boys and girls give us positive results.
What about the second sentence?
Doctor, you're talking to Safa, not Abir.
لا مو أنا اختار صفاء عفوا. Okay,
So
Safa. So you chose Safa. You chose the first sentence.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Safa. Um, Adra Abbas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Can you answer the question? Which one is better than the other as a thesis statement, and why? Okay. Abir Falah.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, please.
In my opinion, the second thesis statement is more direct and obviously clearer than the first thesis statement, because it states exactly what's going to be discussed in each paragraph. And for me as a writer, that's useful because I know exactly how to go about writing my essay, and for the reader as well, because they will know what each paragraph discusses.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Mustafa?
Yes, doctor. I think the second sentence is better because it's organize my essay to two body paragraphs, and that will make it more clear for me and more easy to write.
Okay, thank you very much. Good, excellent. So the second sentence, Safa, the second sentence, because you chose the first one, the second sentence is better. Why the second sentence is better? Because first of all, it adds more information. Second, it gives us subtopics. So the second sentence is exactly or similar to the first sentence, but it adds subtopics. This means that the writer in the second sentence has better understanding of what he is going or she is going to write about in the body paragraphs. So he's very clear about the outline of the essay. Rather, in the first example or the first sentence, the writer has a good thesis statement. We all agree on that. It is a good thesis statement, but it is not better. Why? Because we don't have subtopics. Since we don't have subtopics, this means that I want some of the students answer this question. If you have the first sentence or the first choice, or what do you think the writer will do if he or she chose to choose the first sentence rather than the second sentence? Safa, do you have any comment?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Do you mean when we choose the first sentences, we need to explain and give more examples, more details? Because it's short?
No, I didn't mean that. What I meant is the first sentence is a good thesis sentence. The second sentence is a good thesis sentence. But the first sentence has no subtopics, has no additional information about the main idea, has no outline about the essay, has no outline for the organization of the essay. But the second sentence is better because it has subtopics. And since the writer chose to write subtopics about his main idea, this means that he already knew what he is going to write about. He already knew the organization of his or her essay. He already has or had an outline about his essay. And of course, when you have an outline, is better from when you don't have an outline for anything, whether for writing or for anything else. يعني أنا من واحد عنده outline وعنده خطة للعمل يختلف عن أي واحد آخر عنده ما يملك خطة للعمل، يأتي ويعمل بشكل مباشر. يعني شو يسوي؟ إذا مثلا أنت ككاتب اختاريت وكتبت الجملة الأولى هذه اللي عندنا بدون subtopics, what does he or what will he do in the rest of the essay? What will he do in the rest of the essay? So before you answer the question, The second sentence is very clear. We have two subtopics. This means that we have an outline. This means that we have an idea about the organization. I will have two body paragraphs for this essay. Why? Because, and simply because, we have 2 points, 2 subtopics, 2 subpoints about my major point, which is particularly, definitely, بالتحديد, improved learner self-confidence. واحد. اثنين, decreased classroom discrimination. Then I'm going to write about these 2 points. No more, no less. Noor Ali Hussein, do you have anything to add?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
In the first statement, I can recognize that the writer will speak randomly about the effect on the cities. But in the other one, I can recognize that the writer will plan about what he will say and what he explain. So it's more clear for me as a reader.
Okay. Thank you very much. Safa, Yunus?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
First sentence is we will be limited, and the idea will think fastly. The second sentences give us more idea, more examples, and write more and more.
It is not related to writing more or less. On the contrary, maybe the writer, when he, for example, chooses the first sentence, he might write 4 body paragraphs. But the second statement, he cannot write more than 3 paragraphs, more than 2 paragraphs, body paragraphs, because he designated, he identified the subtopics. When he identified his subtopics, this means, for example, if he identified 2, he will write 2 body paragraphs. When he identified, for example, the writer, when identifying 3 subtopics, he has to write 3 body paragraphs. But the first sentence is left open. بقت شنو؟ بقت مفتوحة لنا. قال positive results. بس ما قال ايش قد. يعني what kind of results? How many results? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? We don't know. And then it's open for the writer's brainstorming. يعني هنا the writer, he is going to brainstorm, because he didn't tell us that he has an outline. He didn't tell us that he has already an outlined, planned organization for his ideas. ما قال لنا انه انا عندي نقطتين راح اناقشها ولا 3 نقاط. قال انا النقطة مالتي الرئيسية هي this idea yields positive results. لكن ما حدد what kind of results. This means that it is open for the writer to choose how many body paragraphs to write. He or she might leave it to his brainstorming. يعني يقول لك انا هسه ما احدد انه انا اقول نقطتين او 3، خلي اكتب وشوف شنو اللي يطلع من افكار عندي. احتمال اسويهن 2 body paragraphs، احتمال اخلق من هاي البوزيتيف ريزلتس اختار مثلا 4، اسوي 4 body paragraphs. ما اريد احدد نفسي، لكن الافضل للكاتب انه من البدايه يكون واضح. من البدايه يكون واضح. مثلا الجمله الثانيه ايش قال؟ قال particularly in improved learner self-confidence and decreased classroom discrimination. يقدر يضيف 3 ويقدر يضيف 4، لكن هو حدد انه يكتب عن هذه، يعني هاتين النقطتين بالتحديد. Any question?
Thank you, sir.
Any question, please? Students, any question about this point? The second sentence here, if we read, young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States. Directly, we understand from this statement that we have a comparison between two states, the writer's country and another country. So a comparison in what aspect؟ يعني بخصوص ماذا؟ بخصوص yes يعني having less or more freedom, having less or more freedom. So young people is the topic in general. What about them? What is the idea? What is the main idea? The main idea is that young people in the writer's country have less freedom than young people in the United States. But the writer here doesn't tell us how, why, in what aspects, in what respects. ما حدد إنه يعني كيف. يعني have less freedom in what? Have less freedom why or how or in what aspect or what respects. لو ننظر إلى المثال الآخر اللي هو at the bottom here, at the bottom of this section, not at the bottom of the page. بس انتبه لي، شوف هذا المثال الآخر. I'm marking this okay for you. هذا المثال أريد واحد يقرأ لي إياه. فاطمة عبد السلام.
Yes.
Yes, please
Young
read it.
people. Yes. Young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States in their choice of where they live, whom they marry, and what their job is.
Can you tell me how many subtopics do we have here? Can you tell me, Fatima Abdul Salam, how many subtopics do we have here?
2.
Where are they? Where are they? These two. So if we have two, Fatima Abdul Salam, what does this mean? If we have two subtopics, what does this mean? Okay. Sabah Imad.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. How many subtopics do we have here?
3, because he
3.
will write about the choices where they live and whom they marry and their job.
Okay, thank you very much. So, what does this mean for you
That
as a
means
writer and as a reader?
the writer will be write about 3 body paragraphs, choices where
He
they
will not
live.
write about 3 body paragraph. You mean he will organize his essay, his body
Yes.
paragraphs, yeah, his body, the body of the essay into 3 body paragraphs. So it is related to the organization.
Yes, he will explain
yes.
what he think about in his essay.
Yes. Okay. What do you think, Abir Falah?
Yes, I think that by organizing the theses into 3 subtopics, it shows the organization of the essay, that it will be organized into 3 paragraphs, each one talking about a specific subtopic.
Okay. Mustafa?
I think the writer is already organized an outline for his essay for 3 body paragraphs, and he will write about them.
Okay. Thank you very much, all. طلابنا هسه يعني حاليا بعد هذا الكلام المشاركة يمكن ازدادت نفرين فقط، نفرين أو يعني نفرين أو 3 maybe. فما أعرف أنا بقية الطلبة يعني ما يقدر يتكلم، ما يقدر يعني السؤال بسيط مو صعب I think. يعني ما عندك قابلية مثلا على الكلام، ما عندك قابلية على الريدينج أو المشاركة، لو شنو؟ المسألة صعبة؟ ما أعتقد المسألة صعبة، ما محضرين، فما أعرف يعني شنو القضية. معصومة عندك تعليق معين؟
Yes, Ustad.
Yes.
Ustad, for anticipating in your class is really hard for me.
Okay.
For many of reasons. First of all, I'm literally living in a jungle. Like my house, I cannot open the microphone without someone literally talking next to me.
Okay, so you don't have any, you don't have much space for...
Yes, I don't have much space. I don't like it's always crowded. Even if I'm like sitting in my own room, it's always crowded, and I cannot like anticipate in your class because I'm scared that someone will talk and I would be embarrassed.
Okay, so please try to arrange your context, your surroundings.
I'm
Please,
literally
yeah, try. Yeah,
I'm
because
trying.
this is the first time I read your name. So when I, for example, when I'm going to write or to mark or to assess your participation, I will never give you any point.
I know that because you
Okay.
just said that.
Okay, so please try all students and you have time. يعني أنا اليوم يمكن يعني قلت هذا الشيء بشكل أكثر حدية، لكن عندكم تايم، يعني عندنا المحاضرات المقبلة ونشوف الأسماء. اوكي، واشوفك اذا عندك مشاركه. فمعصومه اذا كان عندك حتى لو يعني يسببين لنا نويز، لا بأس، حتى لو تسببين لنا نويز حتى لا تنحرمين من الدرجه. اوكي، يعني في مكان معين at a corner under the under any place in your room or in your home. Okay, فماكو مشكله.
I'm literally sitting in the hallway right now trying to like not
okay,
like, no noise.
So I completely understand this, but please try your hard to show your names, show your voices, let me hear your voices, hear your participations, please. حتى لا باكر عقبه يعني تقول لي انا مثلا ما حصلت شيء من الدرجه اللي تتعلق بالبارتيسيبيشن. زين، كانت النقطه عندنا. اوكي، إذن when we want to write thesis sentence, it is our choice, it is our determination, it's our method, it's our way of writing the thesis. We can write it directly, just showing our point of view, without any details, without writing subtopics, without thinking about the organization, and still we can have a perfect, good, excellent, very good thesis statements. But on the other hand, we can write better thesis statements when we choose to write about subtopics, when we choose to mention subtopics about our major idea. يعني مثلا, if you read the third example, the large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major effects on cities. The large movement of people from rural to urban areas has major effects on cities. Do we have subtopics here? Other students, do we have subtopics here? Yet other students? Mustafa?
No, doctor, we don't have subtopics.
We don't. So what do we have?
We have only the main topic.
The main topic with the main idea.
Yeah.
Where is the main idea?
The movement from it has major the movement from rural to urban areas has major effects on cities.
This is the sentence. Where is the main idea? Where is the opinion?
Major effects.
Major effects. Major effects is a noun. So do you think that noun can express the major idea here? Or
the movement has
sorry.
major,
So where is the topic now? What is the topic?
the movement has major effects.
The movement has major effect. Okay. So if we divide this sentence into the topic and the major opinion or the major idea. So here we have two things. When Mustafa, please pay attention to this. Any sentence, in any sentence, we have a topic and we have subject and we have predicate. You understand this from grammar books and grammar lessons. A sentence has subject and predicate. مثلا, Ali is a doctor. Where is the subject?
Ali is the subject.
Ali, of course.
لا, Abir, where is the subject? Ali is a doctor.
Ali is the subject.
Ali is the subject and is a doctor.
Is
Noor
the
Ali.
doctor, is the,
It's a subtopic
No. Mustafa.
It's
that we will talk about how Ali doing as a doctor,
No, Ali is a doctor. He is not doing.
isn't it?
He is not how he does about. Yani is a doctor referring to what? Referring to Ali. Referring to the job. Referring to the job Ali does. The business Ali. Sorry, the business state, the job state. And we can say so. It informs us about Ali. Okay. So what do we call this? I've already said that.
a predicate.
What do we call predicate? Yes, predicate. So every sentence in English has a subject and has predicate. The subject, the doer of the action, and not exactly, sometimes it is not exactly a doer of the action, because sometimes we don't have an action. We have what? A state of mind, for example. We have description, for example, when we say Ali is doctor. But when we say Ali hits the ball, Ali hits the ball, we have an action. Okay? Ali hits the ball. Where is the subject? Ali, of course. What about hits the ball?
it's the main idea.
The main idea or the predicate. Excellent. Mumtaz. Zain, when I say, for example, طبعا Ali hits the ball doesn't work as a thesis statement or as a topic sentence. Why?
Because it's too narrow.
It's too narrow. Bad.
It's a fact.
It is not. Yeah, it's not a fact, because fact is something more يعني larger than this concept. يعني fact, مثلا, when we say, for example, the sun rises every day from east. مثلا, if we say, for example, Ali lives somewhere. Ali lives in Basra. يعني narrow and fact at the same time. Ali hits the ball. It's so narrow. Ali hits the ball. It's so narrow. يعني it is. يعني though it has some aspect of fact. لكن when I say, for example, Ali believes that studying at college is nonsense. So what do we have here? Ali believes that studying at college is a nonsense. Or Ali believes that studying at college can help him have a better job. What do we have here? Does it work as a thesis statement?
Sir?
Safa?
No, sir, because it's too general. Because we should be more specific to show the point of view. not give interest on
So
the
you are
main.
talking, Safa, you are talking about which sentence?
I
Because
am
I,
talking
uh,
to Ali is a doctor.
Ali is doctor Mumtaz. Ali's doctor is what? Is a kind of fact. Is a kind of
Yes,
fact
and
and too narrow. ماكو
yes.
مشكلة. لكن I asked you about Ali believes that studying at college can help him have a better job in the future. Does it work as a good thesis statement?
I think it's don't work because it's maybe personality something like that. It's
Uh,
no, it's not rude to add something like that in the paragraph or in the essay. It's personal choices.
okay, so why not? Though it's personal, why not? We have many personal sentences that could be an excellent thesis statement. So, what do you think, Adra Abbas?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In the first sentence, it's fact Ali is a doctor, but in the second sentence, Ali believes that he have a job. It is we have not fact and it is imagination. Just
So, does it work as a good thesis statement? What do you think?
I think second it work a good statement and the second sentence is a good sentence because it's a fact and we have a subject Ali.
Yeah. Also, in the first sentence, we have every sentence has subject and predicate. For example, I have
Yeah,
two brothers and sisters. Does it work as a good thesis statement?
it works a good three sentence that we have a subject in any sentence.
Okay, thank you, Adra. Thank you, Adra. Abir Falah.
Yes, doctor.
Yes,
Would you
please.
mind repeating the sentence again, please?
The sentence.
Yes.
I asked you about, for example, Ali is a doctor.
Yes.
Um, Ali has two brothers and three sisters, and Ali believes that studying at college can help him have better job in future.
Well, for the first two sentences that you mentioned, they wouldn't work as a thesis. They are
Okay.
wrong. They don't contain, they do contain a topic, but they don't contain a point of view. Whereas the second one that you mentioned has both a topic and a writer's point of view. And yes, you could use it as a thesis, I think.
Okay. What about you, Mustafa? What do you think?
I agree with Abir. I think the first two sentences doesn't have a main idea or controlling idea and cannot generate subtopics, while the third sentence it's a specific sentence and have a main idea so that we can create subtopics from the main idea of that sentence.
Mustafa, دائما in the sentences we have ideas. It is not related to the ideas, but I think you misrepresents the point. You misrepresent the point. Yeah, we have ideas. We always have ideas, but not all ideas are what. What do you say? What do you think, Noor Ali Hussein?
So, sir, I think the second phrase or the second statement is better because it has the Ali's perspective about you know, it will make us wondering about how and why Ali believes in that. So
Okay.
it's get the reader attention very clearly.
uh, نور علي هاي مال الوات اند واي انا مدرسكم بالمرحله الثانيه.
Yes, of course you do. The first and
اه
second.
بس السنه
Yeah,
الاولى. اوكي
yes.
ذكرتيني بالوات اند
The
واي.
first and second one.
اوكي اوكي